So I was still figuring out कौन सा bus लूँ कहाँ से क्योंकि there was no money. There was no money to eat. So forget about rickshaw विक्शा तो सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता. तो कहाँ से कहाँ पैदल जाना है? I was still figuring out Mumbai. And then this call came.
Hi guys, welcome to our fourth podcast, Red Carpet Big Dreams, and we are so excited to have with us a guest today who needs no introduction. This guest with us is an actor. He is worked in movies, in television. He's a great businessman, but above all, he's an amazing human being, a family man, and a very, very, very dear friend. So let me welcome Ronit Roy. Ronit, thank you so much
Hi, buddy.
for being on this podcast.
Happy to be here.
Thank you very much. Our viewers are more than excited to know about you, Ronit Roy, as an actor, but more than that, as a human being. I've known you for a very short while, and the memories when you meet people, you take very little memories about that human being, but somehow you always leave that indelible mark. I don't know what is it. It's God gifted or what, but somehow you have this God gift talent of touching people when you meet them. So I like to really be bringing a lot about that and in this podcast with you. So to get started, let's go back in your very 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 childhood days, early days before you became this superstar that we know you as. So can you take us back? What was it growing up, Ronit? Where did you spend your early years?
My very, very early years, of course, I was in Mumbai. And then my dad used to work with a company. And he got transferred to Gujarat, to Ahmedabad. And then he started his own business. So we kind of settled there. So my entire schooling was in Gujarat. I came back to Mumbai in 1986, around 1986.
Since 1986, you've been in Mumbai.
I've been here. Yeah.
Great. As a kid, what kind of a kid were you? Were you like studious? You were naughty? Maybe you could talk a little bit about your creative side as a kid that made you become who you are today, an artist.
So I do not remember having any kind of creative side as a child.
Oh, okay.
So, life back then was different
Right.
than it is now. Few years back, I went to shoot for a film. I went back to Ahmedabad to shoot for it. And I didn't recognize the city. It has changed that much.
Right.
Ahmedabad used to be a city of like bungalows, small houses, colonies. Now it's all glass facade buildings, big bridges, big roads, lots of cars. So my time, I remember my friends and me used to go for a swim
Okay.
to a club which was way out of the city. It was on the highway. And on the way, we used to have cycles at that time, right? So we used to go for a swim, and on the way, there were mango orchards. So, we at that point of time, we didn't understand that it's theft. But yeah, we used to kind of go and steal, 2-3 mangoes. कि मम्मी को देंगे, मम्मी अचार बनाएंगे types. So, of course, now all those pieces of open land are non-existent, and there are huge buildings. So yeah, so that was my childhood. Yeah, stealing mangoes, riding around on cycles, jamming up. Today, kids go to bars and these social clubs. We had none at that time. So our social club used to be an ice cream parlor where we used to get together in the evening. And of course, if we are like 3-4 people, we used to get 2 ice creams and share it because budget ही नहीं होता था.
बिल्कुल.
So, and then of course then I mean we were into different things. We were into bodybuilding, and I used to do a lot of things socially inclined at that time. थोड़ा सा लेट्स कॉल इट अ ट्रबल शूटर, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर, किसको क्या तकलीफ है बोलो हम ठीक कर देते हैं, उस टाइप का, गेट माई जिस्ट. या सो creatively, I didn't know at that stage that to become an actor you had to be creative. So the thought was not कि एक्टर बनना है, the thought was कि स्टार बनना है. So because I used to come here and we used to visit with somebody who was at that time one of the leading filmmakers of the industry. We used to visit these parties, film parties. As a child I saw them, and I used to see all those big stars coming in the big cars with all the girls going mad over them. So that was the feeling कि ये life चाहिए अपने को. Of course then like they say, life always has other plans, and then you come and then you think that बस अब मैं आ गया हूँ, अब मैं स्टार बन जाऊँगा, हो जाएगा सब. Like I was saying, life has other plans, and then you live and you learn, and then I didn't go to an acting school or a film school, so I pretty much learnt on the job. I was an assistant director, then I became an editor. So you come as a kid, I mean, with no formal training, no grounding. You kind of flounder here and there, and then you learn, you move. So I've taken baby steps all my life. I've been hit hard by failures. I've learned from my failures, moved on, learned how to make peace with myself, learned how to make peace with circumstances, and kind of, still in the building stage, long way to go.
Superb. Was there like a defining moment in your early life that set you to the path where you are today, Ronit?
Yeah, I mean, there was not one, there were many. So like I said, I mean, going to the theaters to watch films and seeing the hysteria that an actor or a star generates when the actor or star steps out in public. Those were the initial wants, कि अपने को ऐसा बनना है. Then of course there are other things which kind of you're there, but they don't change your path, but they change your destination. Because over time things have happened to me where I have understood how much and in how many different ways an actor connects with his audience. So essentially that hysteria that we are talking about, where it comes from. So most will just look at the hysteria and say, "Acha, stardom hai." But where is it coming from? How many lives have you touched? How many hearts have you touched? How many lives have you changed? So I was doing a show called Adalat, and so many people wrote to me, mothers wrote to me saying that our children are, because of you, they have started speaking Hindi, they have started learning. So I spoke Hindi in the show, not Hindustani. Hindustani is what we speak in our films, which is a mix of Hindi and Urdu. So I spoke, our like Hindi. So, and a lot of mothers wrote saying that they were very thankful that the children are now, starting to speak in Hindi. They're getting curious about Hindi. A lot of children decided to pursue law after that, and The old uh, gentry people from over the age of 50 kept writing in to say that how I have touched their lives and how those that 1 hour or 2 hours of viewing for them means their life to them. So slowly you realize that yeah, the when you get over the stage of the wanting the girls to go crazy over you, that an actor has a huge responsibility on his shoulders, a social responsibility, moral responsibility. So then you start, once you realize that, you start doing those things,
Right.
and I'm trying to do more in my way. I'm a little, I'm not a path blazer that I want to go out with a horde of people and bring about an immediate change or protest or do something like that. So my motto is like one life at a time.
Okay.
You know, be there when people close to me or people close to the people who are close to me. They need me in any way. I try and be there. I don't like to speak about this, but there are a lot of people who are in need,
Sure.
especially in our country because we are so densely populated.
Yeah.
And the stories that I've heard, Kishore, they will shock you
Yeah.
about people leaving their babies on the side of the road, leaving their mothers on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So somebody has to take care of them.
Right.
And when you come to a certain level where you have, like they say, you have enough, you have more than enough, then the more than enough you have to kind of
Yeah.
give away. So those are the small steps. Like I said, it's I still consider myself at a learning stage, at a building stage. So build from here on. Learn new things, because the world as we know it today is very rapidly evolving. Every week there's a new way of looking at things,
Yeah.
and both everything is growing. No? Tech is growing, businesses are growing, Mengai is growing.
Of course,
Hence, that
inflation.
yeah, everything is growing. So hence there is the trauma that exists in society that
Yeah.
also grows.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I just feel that, and through your podcast, all those people who are, you know, who know in their hearts that, bro, we've got much more than we wanted when we were 16 or 20.
Sure.
You know, and most people do.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people who do a lot of charity,
Yeah.
and some go to the extent of even giving away almost everything they have. So that's a great thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And but I wish it just the common people,
Yeah.
140 crore population in our country. If everybody gives 1 rupee a month,
Oh yeah, man.
that's
What a
140
big
crore
difference.
rupees towards. That's
Nation
the
building. Yeah.
math. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing to it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So dete raho.
Huh? I agree. I agree. Thank you so much. And I would definitely viewers vouch for Ronit. He just mentioned he does a lot, and I can say that, and we'll talk more about in the podcast. Uh, he definitely walks the talk. That's all I can say. Uh, Ronit, going back to your very early days when you were wanting to become an actor and you were trying your to establish yourself in movie and film. Can you share some of the challenges you face? And I'm saying this from the point of view so that there are a lot of aspiring actors um who look up to you and your career graph, how you have grown. So if you could share some of your challenges and maybe also um, tell them now that it's the age of digital, like OTT. There's more options, there's more avenues. If you could share from your side first your challenges and then how the young guys or the actors who are aspiring, what kind of guidance you can give them?
So here's the thing about challenges. They never stop.
Hmm.
So all the young actors, and not just actors, people who, the young, our youth from different fields, it's not that only actors face challenges.
Hmm.
But yeah, actors face more challenges because there are only those many positions
Hmm.
in the film industry, as opposed to somebody doing a management job. There are lots of management jobs.
Hmm.
So you may build a skill set, and you may, if not a consumer company, you might go to another company. But actors, unfortunately, you may have a damn good skill set and still not get work. So that's the thing that exists in our industry.
Hmm.
That I know a lot of talented people,
Hmm.
and some of them are very close friends of mine. And I sit and I talk to them, and I don't have an answer for what they tell me. They ask me, Dada, why, everybody says struggle and face, rise up to the challenge. And we've been doing that for 25 years, 30 years.
Hmm.
How long?
Hmm.
I don't have an answer to that. It's just that forever. The answer is forever. Because that's the whole thing with growth.
Hmm.
That when you're growing, life is like a life, or our industry is like a video game.
Hmm.
You used to have that video game Prince of Persia. So
Hmm.
that one man running, starting at the bottom,
Yes.
and jumping over spikes,
Hmm.
and then jumping over, uh, you know, big holes, and then breaking through walls and jumping
Yes.
over all kinds of things, and then climbing up, and then falling down, and then climbing up again. So I think, life is like that, where you start on level one, and then you go through all that. And then as you keep trying again and again, the level one becomes easier.
Hmm.
Then you finally break through level one, and you reach that golden door, and you go through it. But then you come to level two, and it's the same as level one. It
Right.
just gets harder. But then again, you keep playing, you keep playing, you keep playing, and you eventually go through the golden door on level two. And you come to level three, where it's even harder and the challenges are even bigger. So, I don't know. It's just, bro, it's just kind of persist
Hmm. Perseverance. Yeah.
with what you do. Uh, Try, and you don't need to change yourself overnight. Nobody can do that. It's those little mindsets that's what I do.
Hmm.
I pick up a good habit. I'm a thief. I steal good habits from people. So when I see somebody, I'm like, that's so nice, or that's
So you're a very good,
fantastic.
keen observer.
So I take that habit and I practice it for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I make sure that I do that every day.
Hmm.
And after a couple of weeks, that habit becomes yours. It becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
So life is a continuous learning process. It's a continuous battle.
Sure.
The bigger you grow, the bigger the challenges, the harder the fight, the stronger you should become. In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Okay. Do you remember your first break? What was the moment like for you? You still remember that?
Yeah, of course.
What was that first break, and how did you kind of celebrate it?
Of course, I didn't celebrate, but life at that time was celebration every day,
Hmm.
right? I was single, kind of single, no kids, no
Yeah.
family,
Not married. Yeah.
and you know, so there's a story behind it. So I used to be a model,
Okay.
and then I told you earlier I became an editor. So I used to edit a lot, and when you're editing, you're sitting down all the time. And at that time in the edit studios, You know, we have these Chinese carts in Mumbai. They are very popular. So we used to have the Chinese cart food, and that was like the go-to because it is come in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you're done. You're back to work. So standard order used to be rice and Manchurian. So I put on. I was about some 92 kgs.
Serious?
Yeah. Because that used to be it. We used to like edit day, night, no hours. Drink. Now you have smoothies. At that time, you had milkshakes. So random milkshakes and all this cart food. And in my neighboring room, director who gave me my first break, Deepak Balraj, his editors were working on his film. Suddenly they came to me and they said, Ki, Deepak Balraj is looking for you. I was like, why is he looking for me? Is he replacing you as editors? Because I never thought that, Deepak ji would be wanting to cast me. Because I had like long hair and I was overweight and, you know. So the acting bit was not there on the charts. I was fully immersed in what I was doing at that time. That's pretty much how I live my life. I get immersed in what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, baat ki baat mein fir. First step is you're in the moment, you're doing something, so do it with like 120% attention. So they said, Mille. So I went to Deepak ji and his door was open, ground floor flat, his door was open. I stood there, I said, hello, sir. He said, yeah. I said, sir, you called me? He looked at me and said, no. And sir, my name is Ronit and Prashant Vinod, his editors. I said, Prashant Vinod said, ki, oh. So then we used to have those VCRs, right? At that time, VHS tapes.
Yeah.
He played one of those tapes and he says, this is you. I said, yeah, sir, this is me. He said, look at you, what have you done to yourself? So he said, if you can come back to this state, I have 2 months. He said, if you can come back to this state, I'll give you an audition. So I said, okay. So for 2 months, I lived only on soup.
Wow.
Yeah. And I dropped around some 22 kgs.
Commendable.
Yeah, from there. And then I went for the audition and I got rejected. So I was like, okay, I got rejected. I can go back to my Manchurian and rice. And then a week later, I was called again. He said, come and meet me. So I thought this time maybe he wants me to edit the film. So I went back to meet him and he said, I want to cast you. So I asked him, I said, I thought you had casted somebody else. So he said, तुमको क्या करना उससे? You're on. So then when then the unit becomes friendly, your director's assistants become friendly to you when you're casted as the lead.
Yes.
So they give you the information. So one of his assistants, who was also his brother, he told me that Deepak ji casted this boy who looked like Amir Khan and tall and handsome. But when we took his screen test again with dialogue, so the first audition I gave was on a playback song.
Okay.
So we had to enact the lines, and the song was already recorded. They did a second audition for the person who got selected, and they noticed that he had a lisp when he spoke. So hence they didn't go forward with him.
All right.
So then I was casted. So that's how that film happened. So there was a struggle there also.
Yeah.
So there's a struggle everywhere. What was the second part of your question?
The question was like, what was that moment like? Like when you got your break? Did you celebrate it? Did you tell your mom? You tell your dad? You tell?
Yeah. So I went and told everybody, and
How did they react? Well, did they believe you or?
no, they believed me. They knew I was going because I was already a model. I'd done a lot of big campaigns for big brands.
Okay.
And they all knew I wanted to become an actor, and except for a couple of people who were like, "Arey, ye kya banega?" Who I considered as father figure. They were discouraging.
Hmm.
तो they were like, ये कर लो, इसमें सिक्योरिटी है, उधर मत जाओ, वहाँ कुछ होने वाला नहीं है तुम्हारा. Things like that.
Correct, correct,
And there
correct.
was a very dear friend who even while shooting my first film walked onto my set because he was somehow involved in the film. And on my face he told me, he said, "You're going to be a one film wonder. I don't see any future for you." And here I am. I don't know where he is, but here I am, still alive and fighting and going strong. So yeah, I don't think we celebrated too much because I was, like I said, I was working as editor. There was a lot of work
Sure.
to do at that time, and I used to be constantly enclosed in the edit room.
Right.
So
That editing part of your life, did it help you in your acting career, or they are not kind of directly related?
see, it's knowledge.
Knowledge.
Uh, it's good to have knowledge.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can apply the knowledge to what you're doing, and sometimes it doesn't fit. Sometimes it's just different things.
Hmm.
But it's knowledge of the industry. I used to be an assistant director. Uh, then I became an editor. Then I became an actor. So yes, it's when you're shooting, there is a certain sense of rhythm you have, which can also be a hindrance because the director who's directing might have a different sense of rhythm,
Hmm.
or the director might have a different perception of kind of wanting to do the scene in a different way. And directors are constantly evolving.
Hmm.
New directors are coming in with new ideas, and uh, so I don't let my knowledge interfere with my work. So I do the applications as much as possible before the shoot. And once I go to work, there is a certain surrender to the script, to the boss, who's the director, because the director has like a bird's eye view of the entire thing. You
Hmm.
just know one part of it.
Hmm.
You don't know what the others are doing,
Hmm. Hmm.
or you don't know how the scenes that you're not in have happened. So it's best to trust the
The
director
director.
and go with, unless they're making a blatant mistake, or unless they say that the soul of the character belongs to the actor. So if it's about the soul and you feel that that you've said something or done something and this will be completely anti it and it may spoil it, you may suggest to the director. You can and should not ever override. You can't and should not ever override the director.
Ronit, I'm going to come to your craft very soon. The reason being is every time I see you on screen, the other characters just disappear.
Oh,
I'm just so focused on you, and you can just carry the audience along with you. So I'm going to come back to your craft. Let's move into your fitness journey. So we just do a little bit of switch. You are known to be in incredible shape for all these years. Of course, you mentioned about the 90 kgs, but I think since then, you're actually a fitness icon other than a movie icon. Could you share with the audience what's your fitness routine like, and how do you kind of stay consistent despite your busy schedule?
see that it's all about that. I just spoke about that. It's all about being consistent. It's all about discipline. It's all about dedication. Uh, I'm a human being here. I have a sleepless night, or haven't woken up in the morning refreshed. But that is something that my career needs, and that is something that I have to do, come what may. I have to finish my week's quota. And
Do you mind sharing a little bit of your diet? Is that something which you're open to
no,
share?
yeah. Of course, I can. My life is an open book here. Everybody knows everything. I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
uh, it's by choice,
Okay.
and nothing against the non-vegetarians, but I just can't.
Okay.
So it's a personal choice, and I eat everything.
Hmm.
I've heard actors saying that मैंने इतने साल हो गए हमने समोसा नहीं खाया, इतने साल हो गए हमने मिठाई नहीं खाई. So right now I'm shooting a project in May, which needs me to be in a particular physical state. So I'm off sugar and the rest of the things for the next 5 months. So May I start that project, by August I'll finish. So that discipline has been upped a bit. The day I finish that shoot, I'm going to order samosas and jalebis and
Pizza.
pizzas I'm not very fond of, but
अच्छा.
yeah, apna Indian
Indian अच्छा
samosas
चलो
and
ठीक है.
jalebis I'm going to
हाँ.
order, because there is something called a soul. Yeah. So, but then it's not that sugar is zahar, like how they say, some people say sugar is poison. No, यार हमारे वेदों में लिखा है that all the खट्टा मीठा तीखा
तीखा. हाँ.
कड़वा नमकीन,
नमकीन. हाँ.
हाँ, ये सारे स्वाद very necessary for the soul. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if you have a samosa once in a while, it's not going to hurt you. If it gives you happiness,
Yeah, of course.
it's just wheat and aloo. There's no poison in it. Yeah,
Correct,
bro.
correct.
So yeah, once in a while I enjoy my rabdi, but uh, but of course I won't have it every day.
Okay.
Once in a while, I don't have a cheat day a week,
Okay.
but ऐसा मन किया हफ्ता 2 हफ्ता में मन किया खा लेने का. नहीं मन किया, आप ट्रेन कर रहे हो अगर फॉर अ स्पेसिफिक पर्पस, तो मत खाओ.
You train every day, or there's one day like you taken off?
Sundays I take off.
Take off.
Yeah, because for your viewers, I have to say, I mean, everybody who trains knows it, but recovery is very important. Because continuously, if you do not allow your body to recover, eventually you'll end up with an injury or with something else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So recovery is very important. So training 6 days a week is fair enough.
Right.
Sunday is to chill and samosas.
I suppose that. I'm going to talk a little bit about your entrepreneurial venture. You're also an entrepreneur. You have your own business along with your acting career. Could you share a little bit about that to our viewers? What inspired you to diversify and start your own business along with your acting? And what are the challenges you faced especially during the COVID period?
Yeah. So it was not diversification.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm an honest kind of guy. I can only tell you the way it was.
Sure, sure, sure.
So it was not diversification. It was kind of
Conscious, like a
hunger.
conscious thing. Sorry,
It was
come again?
hunger. It
Hunger,
was
hunger. Okay, okay.
poverty.
Okay.
Every great step I have taken in my life has come from desperation, frustration, and poverty
Okay.
for some reason. So there was a time my debut film was a Silver Jubilee,
Hmm.
and after that I didn't get any work. So why, I don't know. I didn't get work. I got frustrated, and then then whoever came, I said, "Aane do, aane do, aane do."
Hmm.
So I went into that mode. Okay, let's, because my stomach was hungry. I was also hungry for work, and I couldn't understand that after a Silver Jubilee film, how can I not get work? Because people loved me, my songs were hits, but I didn't get work. तो ऐसा भी होता है. Silver Jubilee film in today's day and age would mean about 150 crore film.
Right.
After delivering 150 crore film, how can you not get work? Yeah, if your next 4 films flop, then you're written off. Or you still get work.
Yeah.
I got no work here. So I got so scared that, I had rent to pay. I had to feed myself, and because you become an actor, that's what you do. There's no money coming from anywhere. What do you do, yeah?
Yeah.
So, so I kind of signed the wrong films, and they flopped, of course. So then I went back to square one. I had no work, and my alcoholism started out of that frustration,
Hmm.
and then everything went south. Everything went. My entire life went into the gutter because no work, no money, alcohol. Somehow the alcohol would come here. Somebody or the other, from somewhere the alcohol would come. So it was a very devilish
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
because you don't have money to buy food. But now when I think in hindsight,
Hmm.
where did the alcohol come from?
Yeah. 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 True.
You know?
True.
So, but the alcohol used to come, and then you're drinking, so you're not, like today. I wake up at 5:36 with a certain energy in my head and in my body.
Hmm.
You're waking up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, depending upon, and the rest of your day is going by in a hangover. So it just made things worse. And then, of course, I was written off by the industry. Okay, he's finished.
Hmm.
Then a friend of mine, he kind of said that you might not have work as an actor, but your name is still a brand.
Sure.
So if you do business, you will have easy access to a lot of things. Your face will work, your name will work. So try it. And he had a security agency. So I used to go to his office to understand and train. And then that's how it started. So it started from a place of कि अब क्या करें.
Hmm.
Similarly, people ask me about my shift to television.
Hmm.
There was no shift to television. There was no film work here. There was no film work. So television was a matter of survival.
Correct.
कि अब क्या करें.
हाँ.
तो टेलीविजन करते हैं.
जी.
Because they are calling you.
Hmm.
So you go where you're being called.
Where there's work. Yeah. Correct.
And then again, once I went to television, I snapped. Then all the things that were before, they all came back. The alcohol stopped. Fitness came back. Attention came back. Discipline came back. All those things came back. And of course, they were, as luck would have it, the roles worked.
Hmm.
So everything comes out of ab kya kare.
Ah, wow. Guys, Ron is being so candid, and I've never seen somebody who's so candid, and it's not easy to go and look at your failures and smile in the face of failure. So it's so amazing, Ronit. You're doing that, and it makes somebody in a way indirectly you're telling the audience that just keep on pushing yourself, and failure will automatically go back in the past if you keep continuing.
Well, see, failure is the greatest thing that can happen to somebody. Because failure is your biggest teacher. Failure makes you stronger,
Right.
right? The first failure, at least you've learned 3-4 things that okay, second time when I try these 3-4 things, I know already, and it becomes easier. Failure makes things easier for you
Right.
to do it again.
Right.
But yes, after every failure, you have to get up and give it another go. There's no other.
There's-
I mean, I don't think anybody's life has been without failure,
Hmm.
right? And I think a lot of people, just when it's about to happen, they give up just before that. In my life, there is no giving up. That concept does not exist. Give up for what? No, I will go to the grave with my boots on. There is nothing, there's no, if I give up, then do what?
Right.
So, yeah.
Ronit, the stage at which you are in your life as an actor, you're an icon. Back then, you had to go and give auditions and all that.
I've never given an audition.
Never
Never.
for any of your.
For anything.
Wow.
Except for my first film.
Okay.
Except for my first film. That was the only audition I've ever given in my life. That one audition where I sang 2 lines of that song. For all my ad campaigns, for all my films, for all my TV series, I have never given an audition. I'm blessed.
Blessed.
I feel I'm blessed. Yeah, Jai Mata Di. It's just you know, it just happened from one to another, to another, to another. People have found me.
Yeah. You've done many films, but there are 4 films which are very iconic to me. I remember Udan for sure, Two States, Boss, and the recent one I really loved was Kabil.
Right.
And my God, in Kabil, when you were on the screen, of course, Ritik is Ritik, but when you were in the same frame with Ritik, I was like blown away. I was like, what is this man going to do to Ritik next? Like literally at that moment. So maybe if you could share your craft, like what are you a method actor? What kind of as an actor, what do you do? What kind of methodology you use that suddenly you can captivate the audience?
So, like I said, I didn't go to acting school, right? So I don't have a particular method.
Okay.
But every good actor, whether schooled or unschooled, knowingly or unknowingly, every good actor will have a process, will have a method.
Okay.
Every good actor will give the script the time that it deserves. Every good actor will give the character time that the character deserves to be built into a character. Every good actor will give thought to what and who and why the character is. You know, so knowingly or unknowingly, schooled or unschooled, I also have this. Of course, now I have over the past 10 years, I have schooled myself
Okay.
because, like I said, I came कि star बनना है यार, and then there was a time I realized कि star वार तो ठीक है, actor बनना है, and then I felt so bad, Kishore, when I used to sit with those big directors, and suddenly there would be this name Kurosawa, and I was like, who? And Coppola, and I was like, who? I didn't know them. This was many years back.
Yeah.
And then I found out
Yeah.
who Kurosawa was, why he was Kurosawa, and who Pacino was, and who De Niro was. And I do that even now, all the way down to Heath Ledger and the new, very, very talented people who have just come, this new generation. And then I similarly they mentioned they used to talk about Meisner. I was like, कौन है भाई Meisner? Who? Chekhov.
Yeah, Chekhov, yes.
Yeah, starting from Chekhov to Stanislavski to Meisner to Hagen,
Yeah.
to recent to Moss, Larry Moss, is a
Right.
great teacher in Hollywood. So अभी स्कूल नहीं गए तो पढ़ाई तो करनी पड़ेगी ना. So over the past decade or so, I've been self-educating.
So, for example, Nana Patekar in one of the interviews said to Anil Kapoor that his process is to read the script 100 times. Nawazuddin said his process is to lock himself in the room and don't come out till he doesn't be into the character. What is your process to become that character?
So let's just discuss something that the show that I'm preparing for in May.
Okay.
Just to spell it out for the young actors who might
Correct.
be
Correct.
watching your podcast. So it's a 8 episode show, 1 hour each episode. I have read those 8 episodes 3 times.
Okay.
Every time I read those episodes, there are fresh notes
Hmm.
and there are discrepancies within the script.
Hmm.
So then I go and I sit with my director
Hmm.
to understand that why is there a discrepancy? Is it by error? Or the author has actually put in the discrepancy to sort it out later.
Hmm.
You understand what I
Got
mean?
it. Got it.
So the only person who knows the origin of your character is the author.
Hmm. The writer. Correct.
So utmost respect for the writer and the authors.
Correct.
Ki what is the origin? What's going on in your mind? Have you made that mistake on purpose, or is it a human error?
Hmm.
So then वो कौन है, वो कहाँ है, वो क्या, where is he coming from, why? So the 5 W's and the H.
Got it.
Why, when, what, where, how.
How?
Keep, who's he? Then there is, like, going back to Stanislavski, there is an internal, there is an external.
Hmm.
And no, I can't do that. I can't read something 100 times and lock myself in a room. मैं मर ही जाऊंगा. So I'm more of a natural actor.
Okay.
And then, like I told you earlier in the podcast, I'm an actor who surrenders. I surrender to the director, I surrender to the script, and the moment that I'm shooting that particular shot or scene, I am in complete surrender to that moment. So when I have an actor in front of me, and I've worked with some of the biggest actors
Yes, you have.
in the industry,
Yes.
I don't see the actor.
Okay.
So I am in complete surrender.
Do you get intimidated? Like you've even worked with?
Never.
No. Okay.
No. Nobody can ever intimidate me in any way.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
थोड़ा बच्चों की बात जब आती है तो I get a little, yeah. Otherwise, personally, nobody, doesn't matter how big you are. Yes, you can earn my respect,
Correct.
and I will bow to your greatness, to your body of work. But intimidate me, no, you can't scare. Nobody can scare me. So yeah. So when even those great actors, when I'm in a scene with them, for me it's the guy in the story. It's never the actor. So once the director says ready,
Ah.
I have switched on and I've forgotten everything. Now it's just what's going to happen there. And there is a 200% awareness that I
Correct.
go in with. So I will notice every eyebrow flutter of the character, not of the actor.
Oh.
So hence sometimes when you're working with bad actors, it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem.
But can I go a little bit deeper?
Absolutely.
There are several takes in a movie, right? When a director doesn't like a take, he'll say, "Sir, ek aur bar." I've seen that.
Yeah.
How do you maintain that energy or that emotion? Because you've done a take, you've given your 100% or 120%. अभी आपको वापस वो कह रहा है take करो. How do you as an actor get that same energy, that same emotion, that same in the second take, in the third take, and so on?
हाँ मतलब क्या है इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है यार?
Is there a process?
There is no process.
There's no process.
I don't know. People must be having processes. I don't have any process. Director says one more, you one more. There's no question. Director is the boss. बात खत्म.
Okay.
And then whatever. If you don't have energy, drink a coffee. Or something. But you can't say. I mean, there's no actor in the world who can tell a director कि नहीं यार एक और नहीं कर सकता मेरे में energy नहीं है. And what a shame for the actor. So
But that feeling,
I actually like it.
but that feeling, वो feeling आती है continuously second, third shot में.
That's your job यार.
Hmm.
उसमें कोई rocket science नहीं है.
Okay.
हाँ, acting is acting. It's not like,
अच्छा.
that's your job. You've been doing it for, day in and day out. Go out there and do it. यार. इतनी बड़ी क्या?
Got it.
People do make a big deal out of it.
Hmm.
हाँ नहीं है. I don't understand that.
Got it.
Bro, you have it. It's your switch. You're being paid a lot of money to do exactly what you're standing there and the director is asking you to do.
Sure.
So why do you do it? What's the fuss about?
So if you are able to switch on and switch off, that's the
Yeah. And you know, I actually want my directors to ask me for more.
acha.
Because all my directors have told me, you know, even when you do 8 takes,
Huh.
none of the 8 takes match each other.
Oh, okay.
Which means that me not having a process or not having thought कि मैं ऐसा करूँगा, ये line ऐसे बोलूँगा.
So, oh wow,
Yeah. So
wow.
yeah,
That's
I do
amazing.
workshops with my co-actors
Okay.
and my directors. But then I cannot preempt my work. So when the director says कुछ missing है, तो I don't know what is missing. So I just do whatever, like I said, I'm in that moment and I do it. अब कोई एक पसंद आ जाता है, कभी फर्स्ट टेक पसंद आ जाता है,
Correct, correct.
कभी थर्ड टेक पसंद आ जाता है. But yeah, keep doing it till the director is satisfied because it's his baby. He's
It's
going
his
to put
baby,
it
yeah.
together. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move into a slightly lighter note now. It's like a rapid fire kind of a question.
Sure, sure.
And so this is the fun part of the podcast. You have worked with so many superstars. Name 3 superstars whom you have worked with and whom you would like to work with on the male side. Whom you have really enjoyed working with and whom you would like to work with.
What kind of question is this? What kind of question? I want to work with all the superstars that I have worked with. Yeah.
I will not say superstars. Any
All
actors.
the stars,
All the
all the
stars.
stars, all the actors.
Okay.
Yeah, except for some. तो honest,
अच्छा किसके साथ एंजॉय किया
तेरे क्वेश्चन का ऑनेस्ट जवाब ये है कि with most I would like to work again. With some, even if I am paid double my price, I will never
नहीं
work.
नहीं
So it's been that bad working with them, but everybody, yeah. I mean, you know, whoever I've worked with, they're darlings, yeah. Dutt Saab, Ranbir, Bachchan Saab, Ritik. You know, like I said, I've
Correct.
worked with everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
And they are all darlings, yeah. I'll tell you why, Kishore. So you agree that a Shah Rukh or a Salman or a Amir or a Ritik or Mr. Bachchan, they're all special people, right?
Yes, they are.
So they are those, let's say those 15, 20 people from 140 crore.
Correct.
So they are very special.
Correct.
Right? Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, there are very few chairs in this room. Right? And those people in those chairs, one thing I've noticed
Okay.
is that they are there because they have something in them. They are special people. The way they think, the way they conduct themselves, the way they are, the way their beliefs are. So for me, who was, is, and will always be a student of cinema, even they are growing, na?
True.
So as they are growing, they are not deteriorating. They are becoming even more special.
Right.
They are becoming rare. They are coming back with those experiences at their level, which you can't even imagine. So just that sitting during lunch and just listening to them is like a fucking master. I can't. It's like just sitting with them and having.
Right. It's like a
you know,
master class.
It's
Yeah.
like a master class.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, with again, 90% of my directors, I love them and I would love to work with them again. All my co-stars, whether they are superstars or stars or just actors, there are some, you know, actors who I've worked with. They are fabulous. It's just such a pleasure working with them, being in the same frame as them, watching them, you know, switch on and how they transform. मैं कभी when I'm working with them, you know, I'm so transfixed by them, I forget my lines here. They are so good. So yeah, all of them, all of them. They're, at the end of the day, हर फैमिली में झगड़ा होता है, लेकिन हमारी छोटी सी फैमिली है यार. So you know, I want to be, I'm greedy. I just want to be with everybody here.
That's very nice to share. Your brother is also an actor.
Yeah, yeah.
So did he become an actor while looking at you like बड़े बड़े भैया acting कर रहे हैं मुझे भी करना है, or he went and actually pursued acting as a like he studied acting and then he said बड़े भैया मुझे भी करना है acting.
It was the biggest, largest, hugest shock of my life.
Okay.
So I came to Mumbai. You asked me what my childhood was like. I was in school. So I was a brilliant student. I never failed. I was actually, when I was younger, I had to skip a class
Oh.
and go to the
Upgraded you.
upgraded me के यार ये बच्चा
हाँ.
है ना, तो we have to tell 1 year gone
Correct.
सीधा pre-promotion, whatever they used to call it.
Correct.
And then I never studied,
Hmm.
but I always passed with distinction, which tells me I was a bad student. Maybe मतलब स्टूडेंट का काम होता है पढ़ाई करना, आप बिना पढ़े डिस्टिंक्शन ला रहे हो उसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. तो माई ब्रदर ऑन द अदर हैंड
Okay.
वॉज अ स्टूडेंट. तो मेरे में जितनी बुरी आदतें थी
Hmm.
उसमें वो कोई आदत नहीं थी. आई यूज टू नॉट टच माई बुक्स एट ऑल. माई मदर यूज टू टीच मी. सो आई हैव गॉट बाय on all my exams only on my mother's teachings. I'm getting by on life today on my mother's teachings. On the other hand, my brother would study, studious, ये वो, और उसका पूरा मैनर ही वैसा था कि कुछ करेंगे. तो किशोर, मैं उसको देखता था ना, तो whenever I used to see a convoy of cars, you know, with the red lights and all that, I used to immediately relate it to Rohit. कि ये करेगा कुछ IAS, IFS, ये कभी किसी कंट्री का एम्बेसडर बनेगा.
Correct.
So, not, you know, just that was a dream I saw for him. And then suddenly I came to Mumbai and आते ही समझ में आ गया कि भैया यहाँ तो कुछ ऐसे nothing is going to happen in a hurry.
Correct.
बड़े पापड़ बेलने वाले. तो I had got a job, you know, set पे जाना. So I was still figuring out कौन सा बस लूँ कहाँ से, क्योंकि there was no money. There was no money to eat. So forget about रिक्शा विक्शा, तो सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता. तो कहाँ से कहाँ पैदल जाना है. I was still figuring out Mumbai. And then this call came. मैं आ रहा हूँ मुंबई, मेरे को एक्टर बनना है. I lost it, man. I was like, dude.
But by that time you were already a star.
No.
No, not
No,
yet.
no. Not yet.
Oh,
This was much earlier.
Oh my God. Okay.
This was much earlier. And he got admission
Okay.
in a foreign university.
Okay.
सब कुछ मतलब
हाँ.
हो गया उसका.
All was set.
But then he said मेरे को एक्टर बनना है.
My God.
Well, तेरी क्या करेंगे अभी. तो आ गया फिर. He struggled, and then I think Swabhiman, right
Yeah.
from the word go, he was like there.
Yeah. Now you have a son, you have a daughter. Are you also? They are also keen to be in this entertainment business, and they are also like want to become like daddy, looking up to daddy and saying, "Daddy, मुझे भी I want to be part of this entertainment industry."
So I have two daughters.
Okay, I thought you have one. Sorry.
Yeah, I have two daughters. My eldest daughter is working in the US. My daughter from Neelam, Ador, is now studying cinema
Okay.
at USC. So I'm very proud that one of my children is studying film, which I wanted to do when I was a kid. But वो बहुत दूर की बात थी ना.
Yeah.
वो एडमिशन एक तो नहीं मिलता हमको. एडमिशन मिलता तो हमारे पास बस के पैसे नहीं थे, तो प्लेन के पैसे कहाँ से लाते. तो वो सारी बातें थी. तो बट माई सन ऑन द अदर हैंड इज एग्जैक्टली लाइक मी.
Okay.
He doesn't like to study, but he just gets by.
Comes naturally to him.
comes genetically.
Genetically, yeah.
So yeah, so they are both focused on the industry. Uh, what they will do, how they will do, when they will do, I don't have the answers. As a father,
Do you think too much about their career? Does it
no,
bother
no, no,
you?
no, no,
Like,
not at all,
acha.
not at all. Uh, what bothers me is this. हमारे ज़माने में ये होता ही नहीं था यार, ये वर्ड ही नहीं था, या हमको पता नहीं होता था, वो अपने आप निकल जाता था. मेंटली जो बोलते हैं ना, एम आई और दिस और दैट, मे बी peer pressure has grown or whatever. We've gone through shit and never batted an eyelid. हमको फ़र्क ही नहीं पड़ा. हम गिर जाते थे, टूट जाती थी हड्डियाँ, पहन लेते थे, जुड़ जाता था, आगे चल पड़ते थे. We never gave it so much thought.
Correct.
But nowadays this generation is, हर चीज़ को एकदम seriously ना. That's the only thing.
Tell me about it.
I am, yeah. That's the only thing that bothers me, worries me. But all said and done, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. So it doesn't bother me. But वही है ना कि हम समझते हैं कि मन का हुआ तो अच्छा, नहीं हुआ तो और भी अच्छा. ये बच्चों को समझाना पॉसिबल नहीं.
हाँ.
Because my son is 17.
Okay.
When I was 17, I didn't know even 20% of the things he knows today.
True. No, man, the awareness level is unbelievable.
Yeah. So because all the levels are so heightened, it's kind of a thing now. But Baba's got your back here, buddy. So jo karna hai, I don't ask them. I want them to navigate, find their own way. My daughter's mind has settled down. She's doing academically fantastic. Every test she is close to the 100.
Wow.
She's made the dean's list, etc., etc. ये है footloose fancy free. तो मैं उसको बोला जा कर ले, go out in the world,
Explore, yeah.
find your way. You'll fall for sure, but at least you got me, I got your back. Go find your way. So even if he wants to be a roamer and he finds his way at 30, I don't mind. Yeah.
Ronit, I know you as a family man. The industry in which you are has a lot of glamour. How do you keep yourself grounded and being such an amazing father, husband, and you're so caring even to your friends around you? It's just so warm to be. If somebody knows you, it's just you just can't stop praising Ronit Roy.
Arey,
And I'm saying
so
this
sweet.
to you
So sweet.
not because you're on my podcast, but I'm just saying this to you.
Thank you.
Genuinely. It's a genuine thing which I'm sharing.
Thank you.
How to keep yourself grounded? Are you? Is it because of you of the prayers or because of the mum? I've seen your Instagram, with your mum. And also one more thing I saw on Instagram, which is Bengal Tiger. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. See, I'll take it as a compliment if you say
It is.
that's the effect I have on people. And again, all I can say is that I'm probably blessed. So Jai Mata Di. I don't know the reason because I'm not trying to do it.
Okay.
I realized very early that I need to be who I am. I can't be somebody else. The कहावत है ना अंग्रेजी में कि you can fool some people all the time. You can fool all the people at some time. But you can't fool all the people all the time.
Correct.
तो and I'm a really bad liar यार. मैं छोटा सा झूठ तो बोला नहीं जाता मेरे से. Also I'm an actor who's a real actor. So everything very early in my life pointed to the fact that boss you have to lead a truthful life.
Okay.
Also I'm a spiritual person.
Okay.
तो आप झूठ बोलते हो, झूठ बोलोगे तो इन सम सर्टन वे उसकी मार पड़ेगी. आप दूसरों का लोगे तो इन इफ नॉट टुडे टुमारो नेक्स्ट वीक नेक्स्ट मंथ इट विल कम बैक टू यू एंड पे बैक इज अ बिच. सो वेरी अर्ली इन लाइफ आई अडॉप्टेड दिस. आई वाज नॉट ऑलवेज लाइक दिस.
Okay.
But then life teaches you,
True.
and one must learn from life. So I am what I am. I'm a recluse. I don't go anywhere. I am not trying to prove a point to anybody.
Okay.
I wear what I like to wear. There is no FOMO और कि यार वो वाली महंगी वाली जैकेट नहीं होगी मेरे पास तो my t-shirt is like $900 but I feel comfortable in it.
True.
So and I only wear white
Wearing
t-shirts.
the same color, almost.
Yeah, I only wear white t-shirts. Yeah.
Okay.
So once in a while I wear some other color,
Correct,
but
correct.
mostly white. So I have like, 25, 30 white t-shirts. That's all I wear. Because that's the way I am. I don't want to bother कि आज क्या पहनेंगे. There are more important things to think about. So my jeans and white t-shirt and नीचे जूते या चप्पल खत्म. It's over, na? Done with.
Correct.
So, and I'm happy, yaar. If you're saying that, I'll take your word for it.
It is.
But I'm happy that life has worked out that way.
Sure.
The reason might be, you know what astrology is, right?
Yes.
People go and say, they go to an astrologer and say, मेरे बेटे की नौकरी कब लगेगी, मेरी शादी कब होगी, मैं फॉरेन कब जाऊंगा, मेरा पहला करोड़ कब आएगा. So, I'll tell you a small story.
Yeah, please.
This very big astrologer, out of the blue, he called me.
Okay.
He said, ये बॉम्बे टाइम्स में खबर छपी है, आप वही हो क्या? मैंने बोला कि बॉम्बे टाइम्स देखा ही. So I saw, and there was a Bombay Times on set, so I saw. I said, हाँ सर, ये तो मैं ही हूँ. तो he said, मैं आपसे मिलना चाहता हूँ. I said, मैं फेस रीडर हूँ और पैसे नहीं लूँगा आपसे, आपको कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ. मैं बोला आइए पधारिए. He came to set and he just asked for a sheet of paper and a pen. And he told me कुंडली लेके आना. So I gave him the कुंडली. He said नहीं चाहिए. So I got confused. बोला कुंडली लेके आना. मैं लेके आया और आप बोल रहे हो अब नहीं चाहिए. So he called for a piece of paper and a pen. And he made my kundli and he put down my planets on the chart with degrees.
Oh.
And he said, अभी कुंडली खोलो. So I opened my kundli and he said, ये इधर है, ये इधर है, ये इधर है. हाँ सर. बोले ये इतने डिग्री का. हाँ सर. ये इतने डिग्री. हाँ सर. So everything was, he saw my face and he made my chart. And then he told me a few things which made me very happy. कि अगर ऐसा है तो माइंड ब्लोइंग है. फिर हमको काम करने की जरूरत क्या है? आई एम किडिंग. My question to myself after he left was that if all this is for me, why is it so? If, like I said, there is life is, Buddha said, that life is a struggle. Life will always be a struggle. But some people struggle in the back of a BMW, no? So if that is the case, if a lot of pain has been taken away from my life, that has happened for a reason. That means I'm supposed to use that time, use all that I'm receiving to give, to do for others.
Got it.
So that once that was understood, then there was nothing left to prove. The only thing I'm trying to prove is that I'm a good actor. A deserving one.
I think you don't need to prove that, Ronit. I think everyone loves you. You're amazing on screen. Like I said, I am always in awe when you're on screen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just one last question, if you don't mind. I've seen a lot of your Hindi cinema, and you've also done in South also. I was reading about. I've not seen any South films of yours, but I think you've also done.
I've just done just 2, in fact.
Yeah. But what about Hollywood? Is that something that's calling you as well? Or that's something you don't want to kind of look at?
I mean, like, I'm not dying to go to Hollywood. But it has happened before. I was casted for Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
No, not Black Hawk Down. By Karein
Okay.
for a film. And those dates were with Dharma. And they said, sorry, we can't release the dates. And then they also didn't shoot. So I was sitting at home कि इतनी बड़ी
हाँ
पिक्चर मेरे हाथ से गई.
करेक्ट
Zero Dark 30.
ओके
So I would offered a very big role in Zero Dark 30. Didn't happen. But then that is destiny,
Destiny.
I guess. कि वो शायद वो दिन मेरे घर पे आराम करने के थे. तो मैंने घर पे आराम किया. And then I was offered Homeland 5.
ओके
The main negative role in Homeland 5. So they wanted me for 5-6 months in South Africa. And I had a huge show, which I'm very proud of, which has touched a lot, millions of hearts it has touched. It was called Adalat.
या
And it has changed lives of many people.
करेक्ट
And there was no way I could give up my own show to go 5 months for. So Hollywood, I've worked with Meera Nair, Deepa Mehta. I worked with Deepa Mehta on one of her most ambitious films. Book was written by Salman Rushdie. So I've done those crossovers. Not really dying to go to Hollywood. I'm very happy with our own
करेक्ट
people. And but yeah, I mean, if it happens, why not?
If you look back in time, if I can turn back the clock, would the younger Ronit Roy, who's at 20s, still want to do the same thing that you have done, or you would maybe do something else if you didn't do didn't become an actor?
No. Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. I would want the younger Ronit Roy to make the same mistakes
Okay.
and fall into the same gutters and stand by with his friends exactly the same way as he did. You know, have those same emotions, heightened emotions. You know, there is nothing that I would change about Ronit Roy. The only thing that I would have, you know, let's say going back to my alcoholism days, I would tell him कि bro, picture अभी बाकी है.
बाकी है.
सब ठीक हो जाएगा अंत में. So, which is now, because I don't worry, because like I said, I surrender to my directors. There is a certain surrender to the universe also.
Got it.
And there is a struggle, but there is no fight.
Mm.
You know,
Well said.
there is no war.
Mm.
We're not anti-against. We're just trying to up our bar. And every time you try to raise the bar, it's going to hurt. So that is there. The struggle is there. Because I refuse to believe that this is my last and final level. The sky is the limit. So that's how much potential every human being has.
Can you share one last thought to the audience, especially those who are aspiring actors? They really look up to you. What kind of an advice you can give them so that, or like a framework, if possible, so that they don't have to fall into the wrong path, because there is no structure like
If they
management.
don't fall into the wrong path, how will they learn?
हाँ ये भी सही है, ये भी सही है.
So, this doesn't happen, Kishore. This is, yeah, I have seen a few podcasts, people coming and giving buckets full of advice.
ज्ञान हाँ.
But bro, one size doesn't fit all.
Okay.
Few things that are there which we have spoken about at length. You know, the qualities that you need to have as a man or as a person, regardless of which industry you're working in. And if you're an actor, all those character traits need to be heightened. So, you know, that the traits that I live by, honesty, discipline, determination, persistence, hard work, these are applicable to everybody.
Correct.
It's not just for young actors. And then I don't want to give young actors any advice. I don't give my son any advice. You know, go out there in the world. It's okay to fall. है ना, गिर जाओगे उसमें कोई क्या 4 लोग हंसेंगे, but those 4 people don't matter. You know, there'll be one person who will be watching कि गिरा और ये उठा.
बिल्कुल.
That person is always watching you. So get up for that person. Forget about these four. They're not important.
Oh my God, what a beautiful thing. Guys, get up for that person. I think if there's one takeaway I will take from this podcast, and which I'm going to practice it for myself, Ronit, is get up for that one person. And I think just like the way you love your mom so much, I love my mom so much. So I think if I'm going to ever get up, that one person will be my mom.
Her blessings.
Her blessings. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ronit,
buddy.
for coming to this podcast.
Namaste, मैं हूँ Ronit Roy. I had fun shooting the Dream Big red carpet show with Kishore. I hope you guys have fun watching it.